Hey guys, this is Veraciety back with another video.
Daniel, back at it again with the white
that I think you'll find interesting. Today I came across a video called a ReedSchultzGeo. It's by ReedSchultzGeo. It's called This Needs to Be Taught More in American Schools. Basically, he goes into the doesn't really go into it, just accuses the U.S. of stealing outright lands in the western United States.
What's the meaning of this shit?
It's basically saying that the Mexican-American War was more than just a war of conquest. It was just theft straight up.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Ow! Fucking fascist!
And I'll tell you why this is wrong. First thing, the U.S. had actually purchased Texas through the Louisiana Purchase via France.
I'm rich, bitch!
I believe in the early 1800s. The U.S. then traded Texas for Florida. So the U.S. legitimately bought Texas. They traded it for Florida.
Like you'd be holding something in that hand, and this hand you'd forget about. This hand you'd be concentrating on. That hand you'd go, what did I have there?
So they got Florida. They gave it back. They gave it to the Spanish. And then the Spanish, when Mexico defeated them in the early 19th century, then they gave that land, or that land was given to the Mexicans. But you have to remember, the important thing is that in this time period, countries went to war for many reasons, but much of it had to do, there were legitimate reasons to go to war. One of the reasons was, in this case, Mexico actually owed the U.S. about $12 million.
It's the fucking money, shithead!
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
In today's money, from that time period to now, I think I calculated it was over $1 billion. It was several billion dollars. And Mexico simply refused to pay that money. They defaulted. They knowingly defaulted. They said they refused to pay the money.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
So the U.S. said to them, this is unacceptable. Many countries in that time period, including even countries facing down, those in Latin America, and those in the Americas, and including Mexico itself, have had countries go to war with it over debts, including France, in the Cake War, I believe. So the U.S. supported the Texas independence that went on during the 1840s, I believe, the 1830s, 1840s.
I'm a screamer.
These people came into Texas, were invited in by Mexico in order to populate the Texas area. Mexico had originally a constitution which respected individual liberties, which was natural right respecting, and was in keeping with the U.S. Constitution. But then Mexico changed its constitution, and it started to erode the liberties that were afforded to people who moved into the new country. It was a very new country at this point, only a few decades old at most. So these people then allied with Tejanos in the area and formed the Republic of Texas.
Hey, yeah,
it's my fault. Look at it closely. It's my fault, huh?
That state went to war with Mexico. Mexico declared war on that state. And then America allied with Texas, its former territory, and fought against Mexico in order to make right these imbalances.
Give me the fucking keys, you fucking cocksucker motherfucker!
Knock it off, get back!
The U.S. was able to secure from Santa Anna these western territories, which they then further purchased land in order to abut it, in order to build a railway all the way to California. So not only in that matter was a treaty signed, but afterwards there was further territory purchased in order to make good the land. I'll tell you this, the negotiator for the Americans, for President James K. Polk, actually pulled back from what he could have secured for the U.S., including further south from where I am, Baja California. The U.S. should have done this, but they didn't. And it's no matter. But the main thing is that channels like this, what's his name? ReedSchultzGeo, foolish, dumb. I don't know why these people have so many viewers and so many views. It simply has to come down to the fact that they have good graphics and they have very pretty visual effects. But the simple fact is that they're stupid and wrong for claiming that the U.S. stole this land. It's not true. Wars have consequences, and defaulting on your debts have consequences. So, just like what happened with Israel, just like what happened with America, just like what happened with Mexico, and with the UK, France, any of the European powers, China, Japan, Korea, any place on earth has had border adjustments and has lost land and gained land. And it has lost it and gained it based on wars, based on friction, based on the very simple fact that things change. Borders change, countries change, the amalgamations of people come and go. And if you choose to see it as a theft simply, you are missing the point. Mexico is also a colonial state, just as every country on earth is a colonial state. Every single facet of this reality is a colonization by some other element of it. And the simple fact is that you must accord yourself to this reality. You have to do it ethically. And the U.S. did do that. They gave Mexico the opportunity to pay back the debt. They refused. These people tried to petition Mexico to revert back to a liberty-respecting constitution. They refused. And the simple fact is that when you refuse to accord yourself to the natural embedded channels in this world, they will have an effect on you. If you are a rock in the middle of a stream, you will get rolled. And that's what it is. And I hope you guys understand that perspective. You may not agree with it, but I hope you understand it. Thank you for watching, and I hope in the next video there's something a little bit happier to cover, but I thought that people should see that there are things that are important that aren't just simply woke little glib statements that you can roll out and people will forget it. No, there is a reality to this world, and you have to understand it, at least in some respect. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.